Luna Ascending by Zaina Wilder. Copyright Zaina Wilder 2024. All rights reserved. Chapter 23. Dirk. I toss and turn, ignoring the first streaks of daylight creeping into my room, my brain on overdrive. I barely slept for thinking. Worrying. I don't worry. The Coven have informants everywhere. They must do. Tavy's suppression charm was off for 1 week before the attack. 1 week. He was targeted because he's a hybrid. It's the only reason the Council can come up with. Targeting the alpha heir, the mateless alpha heir, would make more sense if they wanted to bring the pack to its knees. No, the Coven want him for his genetics. It has to be that. And I've just painted a target on his back. The friendly vampire is still a mystery, though. A vamp being in shifter territory is rare. Never mind one being helpful. She didn't even ask for anything in return. No favour. Nothing. The mission wasn't a complete failure. Mostly, granted, but not entirely. Now we've made new contacts. We're hearing some truly disturbing whispers. The hybrid thing, it's not just here. Branches of the Coven are kidnapping hybrids across the world. At least, we're assuming it's the Coven. We've been able to gain a little more intel about the genetics too. We knew a shifter and a witch could reproduce. Tavy's living proof. We didn't know much more, and it's the more that's finally shedding some light on this shit. Hybrids like Tavy are usually either a bit more wolfy or a bit more witchy, but they still have the characteristics of both parents, a wolf and magic. That's key. If that hybrid then reproduces with the witch, the children have no wolf, but all of our other attributes. Extra strength, healing, longevity. Essentially, Tavy and a witch would make a souped-up witch who'll live a long, long time. And it works for all types of shifter. The fuckers are running breeding programs to create super-powered second-generation witch hybrids. The kids are indoctrinated by the Coven, brought up to believe that all other supernaturals are the enemy. I thought we'd cracked it, found out their plan in time to stop them. Then we were introduced to Victor. Not his real name, Victor. He's anything but a Victor. He's a teen, nearly an adult, in a protection scheme now. He escaped their cult-like clutches a few months ago. The boy is a wreck, and no wonder. Their damn program has been running in secret for years. It'll strengthen the Coven rapidly, within a generation. We're screwed. From Victor's telling, it's obvious. There's no way we have the numbers to fight those that are coming. It's little damn solace that the Fade will eventually impact even their souped-up powers. It'll be too late for us by then. Too late for the pack. Too late for the watch. I sigh and drag myself out from under the covers, sitting on the edge of my bed, staring into the semi-darkness. Listening to the silence of the pack house, my mind wanders again. There are darker rumours too, of torture and of experiments gone wrong, of shifters separated from their wolves in order to control them. It's so fucking similar to my sister's story, it's heartbreaking. My fists bunch in the covers. And yet still we do nothing. The Council's indecision and inaction under my father's command is frustrating to watch. We're just waiting for the Coven to make another move. It's like some worm has gotten into my father's brain, replacing his wolf with a damn mouse. All this talk of hybrids and crossbreeding has gotten under his skin. He's always been such a damn purist. He's back to his crackpot theories, determined that the coven weaponising hybrids just proves his point. He's painting cross-species pairings as the root of all evil, and he's alpha. So the pack are going to listen, and there's very fucking little I can do about it. I have to find a way to take over, even without a Luna. Even now my father's insistent that TV isn't a suitable beta, especially with a cougar mate. He had the cheek to suggest that if I chose to keep TV, I'm proving myself unworthy as future alpha. He just wants to hold on to the power for a little longer. He's been alpha for 50 long years. He had my sister Hella later than most, and I came along 15 years after that again. He's had his run, damn it. He's too past it to take this pack in the direction it needs to go. With shifter longevity, he could live for years yet. But the alpha title has to pass on. He's no longer the best option for this pack. I force myself to move, to pull my head out of the melancholy. I yank on my clothes, striding out into the cold, grey dawn. We've had days of skirmishes and escalating violence, and last night I heard a whisper that the coven were going after Tavy. Again. I had to call him and Liz back to the estate for their protection. Try telling a damn cat it needs protection. I scrub my hand down my face, wincing at the memory. Not fun. I'm pacing up and down the boardroom, trying to keep my calm, to wait patiently for the morning meeting when the red phone rings. The red phone. I blink, my brain taking a second to catch up before I snatch up the handset. The message is brief. Our facility is under attack. My wolf growls his delight. We finally have a purpose. The fight has come to us. A fight we can win. I punch the air, then freeze. Uncertainty filling my chest. A fight without my beta. Tavy has to stay out the action. Renard put it to the council a few days ago, and it's one of the few votes where I've agreed with him. Liz and Tavy are to stay and guard the estate, with the few youngsters for backup. It's babysitting duty, and not worthy of a beta. But as much as I despise Renard, it's logical. The coven have a vested interest in Tavy as a hybrid. If they can get their hands on Liz too, they can control him. Force him to have witch hybrid kids with whomever they please. I glance over. Tavy's face is stony, frustrated, but thankfully he doesn't argue. His instinct to keep Liz safe overrides everything. Not that he'd ever dare tell her that's what he's doing. Avoiding his eye, I slap him on the back, turn, and in 2 quick strides, I shift. The pack shifts behind me, and we bolt out of the estate. We run at pace. One of our facilities is taking heavy fire from the coven, and some of the pack are trapped inside. I'm not familiar with the building, and we don't know much more, but it's enough. My paws tear up the ground as I run us, hard. My sides heave and my breath is whistling in my chest by the time we arrive. Slowly taking in my surroundings, I almost forget to take the next gasping breath in. What the hell is this place? It's like an army compound. Who the hell's been managing this place? And why don't I know? This doesn't feel like the work of my father, unless I've seriously underestimated the old man. He's been more inclined to ignore the coven in recent years than to build military bases. Unease prickles my gut. I scope the area quickly. The 6-foot-high fence is topped with razor wire. Cameras peek out from various positions and the main gates are resolutely shut. Muffled shouts carry towards us from inside the compound. On my command we shift, scale the fence, and throw ourselves towards the building ahead. I hear yelp behind me as someone gets caught in the brutal wire. Then another. Shit. The men at the rear better get them down and out of firing range, quickly. I can't afford to lose fighters. Tuning them out, I barrel towards the huge grey building in the middle of the compound. Bursting inside with my team, we're momentarily blinded by a bright white light. As my eyes adjust, I see our Gamma and some pack members, all in human form, trapped against the back wall. Nostrils flaring, I swing my head from side to side, gauging the layout. Something's wrong. In the centre of the room, protected by his coven and mercenaries, is fucking Marcel. He's oddly still, sitting with a picture of calm concentration playing over his face. As my wolves engage the fighters, I head straight for him. He's casting. If I can take him out, if all the wolves trapped can shift, we'll have the upper hand. As my wolf barrels across the floor, I'm aware of two slim figures dropping in to flank me. My twin cousins. Young, but already ferocious fighters. They happily help me wreak havoc on the mercenaries. Together we fight through Marcel's inner circle of protection. My front paws touch down at Marcel's feet, and his eyes fly open. He brings his staff up. Too slow. My impact sends us both sprawling across the room, landing meters apart. Scrambling up, I lunge for his neck, lips pulled back, teeth bared to rip him to shreds. A blinding flash sears my retinas, and the building shudders. My teeth clack shut on empty air, and I land awkwardly in the dust, where Marcel had been only seconds before. I spin, snarling, expecting him to come at me from behind, but nothing. Marcel is gone, vanished. Cowardly witch. Growling in frustration, I round to help the twins. Without Marcel's magic, our whole pack is able to shift, and we quickly turn the fight in our favour. The remaining mercenaries are rapidly subdued, and the witches who are left behind surrender quickly. As we get a grip on things, I note with grim pride we've only taken a few casualties. No fatalities. Good. I congratulate the pack down our mind link, enjoying the wash of satisfaction that reverberates back. Abruptly, the self-congratulations are drowned out by a cry of distress. Tavy. He bombards us, full strength, so panicked I can barely make it out. His wolf is panicking. He's making little sense. Help, now! What is it, Tavy? What's wrong? I try to reach him down our mind link, but it's oddly difficult to send. They're here. They're attacking. On the estate. What the fuck? Dirk, get here. Now. We can't. Tavy's mind link cuts off, mid-thought. Mind links don't do that. A tormented howl rips out of my throat, raw and full of rage.